So sometimes if you sometimes you don't need to show desk 2 separate from desk 3. And I guess what I mean is if desk 2 has very little information on it and desk 3 has little information on it, you can combine them. And so basically every time you try to call desk 2 or desk 3, it will call this other window. So maybe the information on this screen and this screen are the same, then you would use this feature. If you go to Module and Options in ID Pro, and you go to Spare Window, then you can configure it here. You can choose the window that you don't need, and instead of calling this window, each time it will call this window. Okay? If you had desk 20 was the same, you didn't want to see it, you could always have it call this window instead. Like I said, it's only used when you've got two areas with very little information, and it can be combined into one. But this has already been done for you guys by the developers. But if somebody asks, then that's how you do it. I don't know why we're covering this executable module, but we will. Have you guys noticed the manual loading stations? They've got these little bitty, they call them HVO 57s. They're little bitty HMIs, and it shows when the operator puts the part on the station, it shows the proxies. Have you guys seen any of those?
Yeah.
Okay, like on SN, they're there, and they're on some of the AS lines, anywhere where the operator loads a part. But it's running an executable module that's made in ID Pro. And this just kind of talks a little bit how you get one started. You guys tell it you want a new executable module. And then when you do that, you've got all the tools of ID Pro with you. You tell it through some scripting, you tell it what server you want to connect to. So the server is the HMI, the main HMI. And this lets it access all the data coming into that HMI. So you can see all the tags that the HMI sees. This is really kind of an advanced topic. I don't know why we're covering it here. But it's available. So I'm trying to think if they're used anywhere else. But next time you're by a loading station, look for the little small HMI. It's like this big. It's like a 9-inch HMI or something. Yeah. And its only purpose is to show the proxies. If it's a V type, it knows what proxies need to be seen. If it's a C, it knows what needs to be seen. So, but it's done with an executable module. Okay, we talked a few minutes ago about this language switch and how we're capable of having different languages. For us, it's really not a big deal because, like I said, we're all English. But when you open up Designer, you've got a menu where you can choose your language. And for us, it might be disabled. I don't see it here. Let me. For us, it's disabled. We don't even allow it in exclusive because, obviously, well, you know why. We know one language. But if it was enabled, you'd have a choice to choose. Oh, look, they do. There you go. And it will change. It will change a lot of the basic text, like all the, like when you have a property of an object, it will change all the properties too. So like this is an example of what it will do. This is a string, and it's telling it I want to translate this. Anytime the language switch changes, if it's English, use hi, but if it's Spanish, use hola, bom dia, whatever. Just it will translate that in the text for you if you have that TR in front of it. But we're not even getting into the scripting today, so anyway. But that's how that works. Okay. So this area up here, this is just your menu bar with all your options. A lot of your quick access. Okay. This area over here, it gives you access to your project. All the information on your project is going to be found over here. Okay. For example, all your displays, all your templates. You've got a toolbox. This is where you can draw and add things onto your screen. And this is the part that's kind of like WinCC or whatever. They're all very similar. If you have an object, you've got a rectangle here. You've got a properties tab where you can change all the properties of this guy: the size, the color, the font, anything. And then you've also got since you've done an HMI build, you've got this big database of tags you can assign. I know we're flying through this. We just don't have a whole lot of time. This is where any diagnostics you are, like if you try to compile and it fails, you'll see your diagnostics here. This is a debug screen, so when you're testing your logic, you can do some debug features here. If you want to create a new project, use the file menu. Open a project. This is you're going to open like in your CMW projects folder. This is the current project that's open, or the last 5 that have been open. The edit menu. If you want to select a bunch of items and group them, maybe align them so that all the left parts they're all lined up vertically or horizontally. That's what this edit menu is for. You get a search toolbar. I never use this, and I use ID Pro all the time. But I guess you can search for text and replace. Okay, I didn't even know that was there. You can jump to a row number. This view menu is not really useful, I don't think. It's basically so you can jump to these, but you can just click on these. Okay. This is information about compiling. Typically we leave it default. When you compile a project, it spits out the compiled project in this path. That's why this is important. And then you always want it to be in English. And hopefully if we get a minute, we'll be able to make just a few small changes and compile them so you can see what it does. I just got to get through this info. We talked about the replacement windows. The extras. You can make sure that your objects, when you move them, they kind of jump around and they stick in certain sizes. Okay. So you had asked, if I do all this work on one HMI, can I copy it to another HMI? And I said, yeah, but you have to copy 3 different files, right? This just tells you what each extension, what it is. The IDF, this is the form file. The IDS, this is the script behind the form. And then the IDU, this is like when it's compiled, what it is. So if you copy these 3, you're good, okay? This is the IDP, that's the main project file. The IDM is the module file. You've got 2 different compiled files, but these are made automatically, so you don't copy those. I don't know why we go over this. This is kind of silly, but it's quick keys. So if you use it all the time, but a lot of these are basic windows. Copy is Control C, paste Control V, search Control F. So this is where your shortcuts are.
Like Windows.
Huh?
Like Windows.
It's basic Windows. Using templates, 62 to 72. Okay, so basically, almost all the graphics that you see on the floor, those are from templates. Somebody didn't sit and draw each one. Any of you guys had to use this for the development or to draw, add a template. Basically, in ID Pro, we've got a screen that it made. This is for our desk 1, okay? And we've got a template tab, okay? And for every function group we have that we want to display, there should be a template for it, okay? So like, for example, a roller bed. It's really simple. But when we click the roller bed, it knows probably you're going to want to use this. So all you got to do is drag it over, okay? And it configures it for you. So you don't have, there's nothing really you have to do. If you click it, it will show, and you go to the properties, it knows what the FG name should be, okay? And then if you compile it, this green button is the compile. Then when you go to desk 10, here he is, right? And he's already got all the stuff built into him, so he takes you to the detailed window, right? And the MOP is there, and the expert mode is there, okay? And that's how every one of your FGs.
It's work for lamp screw.
Yeah. So like, yeah, all that. Here's a drill. Well, that's a motor. Here's it's all the same.
Actually, it's all the same.
Yeah, but if you had a clamp, it would show you. Probably, it would show you. And that's a valve, right? If you had a valve FC, it would show you one of these. And you could drag it over. But it's nice because all the work has been done. Okay. You can look at it. You can look at all the. You can choose if you don't like what it's picked out for you. Like for. Let's see here. You can choose to look through all of the templates. If you don't like the one it suggests for you, you can just tell it all. Or if you know yours has got to do with buffering, the buffers. Here's some special ones just for the buffer. Here's ones for roller beds specifically. So you can play around with that and just kind of see. Here's the gluing. They're all kind of grouped together, okay? You should have a list of the e-stops as well. You got the thing called the toolbox. So if you open yours and you go to toolbox, this is where all your shapes and lines and all that crap is. You can make it look however you want. You can go to the properties and change them. They've got rectangles, polygons, arrows. You know, a lot of the windows, if you guys ever did any VB programming or anything like that, a lot of it should look familiar, okay? They also have like LEDs, like little labels. And they also have PLC I/O. This data access is where your PLC information comes from. So they use the polygon to draw like the lines, like for the fence. That's what they use the polygon for. Sometimes you'll drag a template over, and it will have parameters that you have to configure. If you double click it, I don't think any of these do. But this one has got parameters you have to configure. You have special ones, they're called user inputs. It allows you to input a value by clicking it and changing it in the PLC. This kind of looks like what we were doing earlier on the banner buttons, right? But if you look in your templates for those symbols, and you can use those that way. If somebody says, "Man, right here, I want to be able to click and change a value," this is what you would use. This guy. I think this is the address. That's a hint. Sorry, we gotta go through this so fast, guys. There's also a way to navigate between different screens. There's a tool for that. There's a template for that. I think it's called NA navigation. So here this guy is. You tell it the form name that you want to jump to. And the form name is this name. Okay. It's all configuring. Talking about the guards again. They love talking about the guards. If there's a template you don't really like the way it looks, you can change it without changing all of them. I guess what I mean is if you don't want to see this motor, this little motor symbol, you can go to you can right click and go to the editor, and you can shrink him down. You can change him. Right. So now this is what you have. So you can, but you don't affect the other ones. So you can pretty much make it how you want it to be. This just talks about a lot of the tools available to you, okay? You've got all these different drawing tools, and I'm not going to go through them all because there should be self-explanatory. Okay. The same things. Did you guys done any like VB or any kind of C or any kind of programming like that? Visual Basics. This is, if you've done any VB, man, this is a lot of this. Does this look familiar to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. But you can group things together. You can make combo boxes. It all uses Delphi programming. So if Delphi isn't bad if you've never done it. Okay. You can, if you wanna take a picture and drop it in, there's an image that you can associate it with a picture. PNGs only, please. If you want some text, this is important. If you want some text, you use the label. These are what we use if we want to show PLC data. So maybe an operator says, "Hey, man, I want a little indicator here when this prox comes on," and you use this PLC LED. And then you have to use this when the tag item is. So basically, if you want to use any of these, you have to create the tag that you want to look at in here, and then you reference this tag and this guy. So they kind of work together. I never use any of these. These are more, I think, for development. So you got a navigation button, a navigation bar, a reset button. Examples, page 298 to 310. So if you ever want to do some like some different type things in ID Pro, if you come to the examples section, it shows you how like you can use this to read an any file, write to an any file, open a window with a button. Different examples are shown here, but really you got to get a master of the basics. But this is a kind of an example of what Delphi looks like. You know, you've got procedures. You've got functions. That might be kind of hard for the first one. Let's just start with something basic. Okay. You've got a procedure that runs when the form is open. You've got a section where you declare your variables. And then you're setting the value of different labels. And there's a really good website. It's called Delphi Basics. That's what I use all the time if you want to learn how to do Delphi. But that's pretty much it. But there's all kinds of examples, and if you guys are trying to do something in ID Pro that you need some help with, you can always call me. I can come out to the floor and we can look at it together in 5 minutes. We'll have it figured out.
I never worked with the design pro.
You know who's good in your company at ID Pro is Diego.
I love the when I was at the innovation, and then we were the offline in the ops. He started to work here with my like 2 years, 2.5 ago.
Yeah. He's been on this project for a while.
Yeah.
So, but he's pretty good. I think for King, he's the main visualization guy, isn't he?
He started working with this.
He's tired of it.
He started.
Oh, he started.
Yeah. He was the first guy working with this project.
Okay. Do you know? Are they going to send any of you guys to the? Are any of you guys going to go to the ID Pro class? Probably not. Okay. It's okay. If you see me on the floor and you want me to go over some basics with you on the floor, I can kind of show you some things. 5-10 minutes, man.
Oh, I have a question. For example, somebody asked, hey, could you check or could you make this button for me or could you make something inside the ID Pro? I need to go to the main PLC and the work over there. But before I take this software, take to my computer, work over there, make a backup, generate the time, and then copy paste for the right side, right path, download to the server.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do it or not?
Yeah, you can do that.
What is the path for date over there?
DCMW projects. Always for all files. Yeah.
I take backup from.
Here he is. You can copy this whole folder to your computer, and you
work
can.
over there, save it, paste over there, replace. That's it.
Mm-hmm. And then open it and compile.
Alright.
But yeah, it's the same path, and it's the same path whether you've got for your drawing package, step 7. It's all CMW projects. It shouldn't be here really. This should be in here. In here. But yeah, that's it. Well, guys, I know we hauled ass through that last part, but we had to get it done. So anyway, I would ask if you had questions, but we don't have time for any because the guys are coming in just a minute. So do you guys have any questions about anything we covered today?
If I have a problem, you can I'll do it.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm on WhatsApp, and we support the plant too. You know, I'm here every day supporting the plant. So if you need some help with something we talked about in class or something to do with this stuff, I can come out and help you anytime. It's not a problem. So if you guys want to archive your step 7 projects, Fellas, I'll see y'all. I might see y'all tomorrow, maybe not, but if not, I enjoyed having you guys in the class, and I'll see you guys on the floor.
Thank you.
All right.
See you, Kirby.
See you guys. Yeah, man.